Wide receiver Christian Kirk was released by the Jacksonville Jaguars, which is interesting because it was reported that the Steelers had a deal in place for Kirk right before the trade deadline and before his collarbone injury. So, that ended the deal, and the Steelers ended up making a trade for Mike Williams. So now Kurt is released, from the Jaguars. So there's probably going to be some interest there from the Steelers, but it's a little different because that was through the trade. The Jaguars had the control there. Now it's up to Kurt, to go to where he wants to go. So he will want to have to go to the Steelers, and you already see some of the Steelers players, recruiting them already. Patrick Queen, Deshaun Elliott, guys doing their job to try to boost the roster. And you look at the situation, man, it's kind of similar to the Mike Williams, situation. The Steelers had interest in Mike Williams, but when he went to the Jets, he never left the building, signed the deal and things. When the Steelers were able to make the trade for Mike Williams right before, the trade deadline. So now, you already having a deal in place for Christian Kirk is what was reported, So there was interest on the Steelers side of things. So it'd have to be, mutual interest now that, Christian Kirk is a free agent, so he would want to have to come to the Steelers, which he would be instant upgrade on the offensive side. The Steelers need wide receiver help. You're going to need more than Kirk. There's other receivers available as well. DK Metcalf just requested a trade and things. So, but the Kirk thing is probably a good route for the Steelers because he's a free agent. So now you could just work the numbers. If you go the DK Metcalf route, you got to give up assets. And, DK Metcalf ain't going to be cheap, and they're not going to give him away. Even though he requested a trade, they're still not going to give him away. They don't have to grant it just because he put it out there. But normally teams like to do that. You don't want to hold a guy hostage and things, but it's not going to be cheap. You're probably looking at a second rounder for a guy like DK Metcalf. Do you want to do that if you're the Steelers? So Christian Kirk, work out some numbers and things. Omar Khan, that's his special numbers. So you do that, draft, and then, you hope Roman Wilson, man. You gotta hope he comes into form at some point. Rookie year, sometimes it takes time for guys to learn a playbook. It's coming out that it was some of it was playbook related. Once he got up to speed, the knowledge of the playbook and things like that was holding him back. So, it happens with rookies and things, just getting into the league, making that jump. So he come into form. You get Christian Kirk, George Pickens, draft pick. Maybe you even sign somebody just to boost the room. You go sign somebody else, two free agents just to boost the room, man. They got to make the team and things like that as well, just to get that depth and just to know, just to not let it happen again. What happened, last season, man. You lose George Pickens and things just fall apart. Even with George Pickens, things just wasn't that good at the wide receiver room. So now Christian Kirk, a guy that the Steelers was interested in, he's a free agent. So, there's going to be other teams in the runnings as well. Everybody's going to want to boost their roster. Free agency, the things is going down. Free agency next week is popping, and that's where we're at. So that's the interesting part with Christian Kirk and the Steelers, is that do we want to come to the Steelers, especially not knowing the quarterback situation. That's why teams, like to get the quarterbacks situation settled before they start making pitches, especially wide receivers. So you try to get you a wide receiver in your team and you don't have a steady quarterback. It's like, hey, why would I sign here? Especially if it's a contract, going into a contract year and things like that, man. It's like, hey, made, thanks for the offer. But so Christian Kirk release, Steelers had interest. Is he interested in the Steelers? That's the thing. And it'll be a good addition for the Steelers, for the offense. And we'll just have to see what Christian Kirk decides to do, because it's his choice, no trade. And we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell to get all the new videos. And until next time, I'm out.